Role of panchayats in disaster management. The local representatives have very good knowledge of the geographical, social, and cultural conditions of their region. Therefore, at the time of any disaster, they are the first to be consulted for help, suggestion, service, or cooperation. The recommendations of the panchayat representatives are considered the most important. Disaster management is one of the major functions of Panchayati Raj institutions. Therefore, panchayat representatives should be aware of both natural disasters and man-made disasters. Only then will they be able to play their role well in disaster management. As per the Directions of Disaster Management Act 2005, various institutions at the central, state, and district level provide relief during a disaster. Panchayats can contact these institutions in the time of any kind of disaster. Many times, because of the conditions of their area, panchayats get youths in their village trained to deal with the possible disasters. Apart from this, panchayat can constitute disaster management committee in their area to deal with any possible disaster. For example, given the danger of flooding in the flood-prone area, panchayats can build flood relief shelters. To prevent disasters, panchayats can do the following: storage of materials required during disaster, prohibition on construction of houses, earthquake zone mapping, ban on construction in an earthquake zone, prohibit construction work on weak or unsafe areas, earthquake resistant construction, regular meetings on disaster management, poster to be printed to give information about relief material. Because of the possibility of disaster, the materials required for sustenance during disaster can be stored. Prohibit housing construction below normal ground level in flood-prone areas. Get the earthquake zone mapping of your area. If the panchayat area falls in earthquake zone 4 or 5, then considering the possibility of danger, the earthquake resistant construction can be prompted. On the advice of geoscientists, they can do the work related to the difficulties of building and strengthening the weak parts of the land. Earthquake resistant construction in the panchayat area. They can make an assessment of the preparation by organizing meetings on disaster management from time to time. They can spread awareness among the public by putting up posters related to disaster and relief material in public places. Work of panchayat representatives before the disaster. There is no doubt that disaster cannot be completely prevented, but good preparation can prevent destruction to a great extent. To reduce the impact of any disaster, panchayat representatives can do some work before its arrival, such as check fire extinguisher, set a disaster prevention system, cleaning of reservoirs, identification of higher grounds, arrangements to stop flood water, cut the power supply, Keeping fire extinguishers in schools, hospitals, and other public places in the village. Getting the fire extinguishers checked from time to time. Making arrangements to prevent possible disaster in your area. To get the ponds, rivers, and other water bodies cleaned from time to time. Panchayats can identify high places in the flood-prone area so that people can take shelter there in case of floods. Make arrangements to prevent flood water from entering rural housing. Cutting the power supply during a big storm during monsoon. Role of panchayats in providing relief during disaster. First of all, panchayat representatives should act courageously when disaster strikes. Rumors of any kind should be avoided. Until the National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force, and other rescue teams arrive, relief and rescue operations can be carried out with the help of the trained local youth. If flood is expected, move people to safer places. Take special care of women and children. Role of panchayat after the disaster. Even after the disaster has passed, normal life remains chaotic. There is usually heavy loss of life and property. Traffic and communication come to a standstill. Therefore, even after the disaster, the panchayat representatives should do some work, such as make a list of affected people, damage assessment, proper disposal of dead bodies, restart the power, communication, and transport systems, management of compensation, distribution of relief material, establish contact with central and state governments, assess requirements for rehabilitation, food, medicine, and other materials, and submit a report to the government. First, make a list of affected people. Assess the damage caused by the disaster. Proper disposal of dead bodies removed to avoid diseases. Restart the power, communication, and transport system. Manage compensation for families of disaster victims. Distribute the relief material provided by the government as per the need. Establish liaison with the central and the state government. Report the needs of rehabilitation, food, medicine, and other materials to the government.